Welcome to One Tree Hill in Ararat, central Western Victoria. This is round 6 of the Trydel EZIUP and Go Victorian Hillclimb Championship. This is the view from the top of the hill where the hillclimb ends, just after sunrise, and it was just such a beautiful view. Looking south towards the Grampians, it's also another reason why it's so rewarding to get to the top of the hill. This is my 1987 Nissan Skyline GTS-X. I'll take you on board for some in-car camera. I'll take a walk around the pit area and you can see all the different cars that are competing in this hill climb. I got up at the crack of dawn on Saturday. It was a very beautiful morning, but it was below 0 degrees, and I walked out to my car in the street and it was well and truly iced over. So an indication of things to come: cold track surface, but great turbo weather. First thing was to get the car scrutineered. Here I am lining up in the start area. The car's all queued up in this area. Got the engine running, steam coming out of the exhaust pipe just to get some temperature into the car. This is the staging area for the start, and each of the cars was scrutineered here. Then we could have a sighting run or a familiarisation run up the hill under normal road conditions. No competition allowed just yet. So I'll take you for a walk around to see the diversity of cars and people competing.
Morning. It's cold.
I came across this Datsun 240Z, or maybe it was a 260 to start with, and the more you look at it, the more you realise how much of a beast this is. It's an all-wheel drive V8, huge brakes, huge tyres, and you'll see and hear it in action later. Everything from your modern day Aussie classics, Holden Commodores, the lone R32 GTS-T was the only other Skyline competing, so I'm glad that I found another Skyline mate. And this one still carries the original RB20 DET. It was pretty quick too. This A-Class Mercedes is a real ripper, very quick. And who doesn't love an Evo? Such a nicely turned out vehicle, so easy to run and so quick. There are my main two competitors. Christine's BMW 135i and her son Brendan's VW Scirocco, both very quick drivers and fast cars. This is one of the outright contenders, Mr. Byfield's Subaru WRX GF8. We'll see and hear that in action soon. This is such a wicked GC8 two-door. Very nicely turned out, and the Ken Block theme wheels suited so well. Check out that water tank for the intercooler water spray. It's huge. I'm a massive fan of the Gen 4 Liberty, or Legacy known elsewhere in the world. This turbo version has got a few modifications and it's a really quick car. Why isn't it called a Legacy in Australia? Because the Legacy name is already trademarked before the Liberty was released in Australia, so they had to change the name from Legacy, the worldwide name, to Liberty, only in Australia. One of the outright contenders here, Mirko Grabic's Time Attack Lancer Evo. Another out-of-the-box car, the Subaru Impreza WRX. This might be an STI, I'm not sure actually. But anyway, similar to the Evos, very sure-footed and quick. Another great representation of this bug eye. Suzuki Cappuccino. This Datto 1200 coupe, it's got a rocket under it. You'll hear it in action soon. And strolling across to see Michael Hill's Datsun 240Z. Really quick driver and a very neat car. Another beautiful Z representing the S30's 260Z. Bit of a modern day classic, the Ford Falken XR Turbo. And an all-time favourite, Honda Civic, really quick on hill climbs. One of my favourites, Z32's Cottle Richards 300ZX. And who doesn't love an FD? And here's my Nissan Skyline. An original Leyland Mini with a bit of a turbo in there, breathing through a Weber carburetor. Very quick little car. Mazda MX-5's always quick on these kind of events. And so it's time for driver's briefing. Everybody gathers around, gets briefed by the event organisers on the do's and don'ts, the dangers, and the specific requests. my second run. A bit of a mishap. First, second gear was fine. Reaching the third, I lost throttle altogether. And I was really confused about what was going on. So I thought I'd just take the exit here. I couldn't actually accelerate anymore, but the engine was still running. And I realized that the accelerator pedal had gone totally limp under my right foot, and found out that the throttle cable had actually just loosened itself off with the two bolts on the top of the plenum, and it had popped out. So I fixed it up, and now I'm ready for my third run. Starting to really get the hang of the braking zone now, and some of these corners after the chicane are almost kind of like a blind. There's a right three that tighten, and you can't quite tell how wide you can go. The answer is not really any wide, because there's no runoff on either side of those white lines. I'm definitely in the zone in terms of the competition though, because this run got me a 49.60, which was within a second of all my other runs for the rest of the day, and actually the Sunday as well. And it's rolling quietly after we've passed the finish line up to the top of the hill, letting the adrenaline dissipate, and getting into the clearing here and just looking at the beautiful view is quite nice. And then looping around the top of the car park, start to relax and have a chat to fellow competitors. Run, and I got a 49.32 on this run.
Give up on the camera, did you?
improved on previous times, and you nailed a couple of corners. I really felt this on this run. It felt like I had improved, and this was so far my fastest run of the event, so I'm feeling pretty good. It was actually the last run of the day. The sun's getting a bit low in the sky. This was a 2-day event. So this is our staging area, as I mentioned earlier, and I thought I'd just keep on rolling here. Get out of the car, chat to a few of the competitors, and have a bit of a laugh about the mishaps we had, and talk about the success we had and how fast we thought we were.
Holy dolly, that was a bit rugged, that one.
I run out fast, but I don't know whether it was fast.
Gearing up now for run 5. This wasn't my quickest run, I did build on my last run. This got me to a 50.28. After I got the confidence to brake properly into the chicane, I knew I'd nailed that and I kept that in the back of my mind. And then it was the final section of the twisties, just to try and keep the throttle down more consistently and feed it on gently through the corners and try not to spend too much time off the throttle. And that brought me back into the 49, so I needed a 49.07 on this one. Coming up to the start line of run 7, you can see the cars coming down the hill. So that was the previous group. They've all come back down and filtered through. So this was my fastest run of the day, 40th 48.67. So that tyre cleaning maybe have made a difference. Maybe it warmed the tyres up a bit, but it at least got the dirt off the tyres for a better launch. Although I was wheel sprinting all the way through first and second gear. So the final results for the weekend, first place in C9 was Zach Hanlon, and he got a 44.28. Second place was James in a Holden Commodore. He got 46.1. Then I came third, 48.67. Christine came next in fourth with a 48.88. Daryl McRae came fifth with a 48.92. So we were all very, very close together. And this result was enough to get me second in class in the Victorian Hillclimb Championship. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Look out for more of my videos.